Hello, friends, and let's look again at Christianity, non-dual Christianity. Last time, I think I spoke about Meister Eckhart, and before that, about the Gospel of Thomas. This time, we're going to look at the, I was going to say the canonical Gospels instead of. Instead of one of the Gnostic Gospels. But in fact, we're going to look at the whole Bible. It's not just the Gospels. So I'm only going to take a bit out of it. I'm going to focus on the I am. So the name of God first. So we get in Exodus, Moses speaking to a bush that's on fire, the burning bush, somehow not consumed though. And the bush tells him that he's God. And when Moses says, I'll go back to my people and who should I say you are? What name should I give them? And God says, I am that I am. Now, so I am is, if the bush had said, I am God, which I suppose he said at some point before that, but who knows? I should have read more of the Bible. If he'd said, my name is I am God, apart from the problem being that he would have taken the name God. If you say I am John, then you say his name is John. But more than that, by saying I am God, you're limiting yourself to God. So limited by the word God. But I am in itself, if you don't have any adjectives or nouns that modify the verb I am, if you don't say I am a man, or I am James, or I am English, or I am tall, these things, I'm hungry, then there is no limitation. It's completely unlimited. So the I am is the unlimited. It's like in Advaita Vedanta, where the definition of God is Satyam Jnantam Anantam Brahma. So unlimited existence, consciousness. This unlimited aspect, this name of God being I am, is being itself. And it is everything that exists is being. If it doesn't exist, it's... it doesn't exist. Now, there's a small little difference that Rupert Spira pulls out about being and existence. Existence comes from existere, meaning to stand out. So it's kind of manifest. But here, and a lot of Advaita just uses existence to mean being. So there we go. I am that I am, kind of first name, surname. So God is the unlimited, the I am, being itself. Now, if we jump forward to the Gospels in John, God says very enigmatically, before Abraham was, I am. So this is a wonderful, I like things that sound paradoxical or mysterious, because he's saying before, so that's putting it back before time, back before Abraham, back before this whole religion began. And then he uses the present. He could have said, before Abraham was, I was. Or maybe even before Abraham was, I had been. But no, he uses I am. So this kind of gives the feeling that it's not only saying that I am the root of all of Judaism and Christianity later, and Islam, is saying that I am and always am, the eternal I am. It has, and the word before doesn't point to a before in time. It points to a before in just how real something is. So prior to any manifestation, there is God, the being. Now, the being and the knowing, because God is clearly conscious. That's one thing about God is that it's a conscious being. It's not an unconscious being. So before anything arose in this awareness, your awareness, as we'll don't want to forget, you were before anything. Before Abraham, before all the religions, but even before existence, before this present moment, you are the ground of that. Now, the other beautiful thing that I wanted to bring up, another kind of connected to I am, is from the Psalms, where the line is, be still and know that I am God. So here we have, be still. Now, be, first of all, we get be. So again, be. To rest, it's almost like a guidance for meditation. Just be. Feel what that really is like to be. We always move in our thoughts and what's going to happen next, or what did I do before, but when we sit in meditation, we just rest in this thing, just being, abide in God. And still. So in Advaita Vedanta, in contrast to Buddhism, so Buddhism says that there's these flashes of awareness, but Advaita Vedanta says that in order for us to notice change, and Buddhism is big on change, we must be unchanging. So Brahman must be unchanging. God must be unchanging, eternal, unchanging, and without attributes. Because in that way, any attribute would be an object. Any change, if it's observed, would be an object. If it's not observed, then there is no change. You could say, oh, well, it changes, but you just don't notice it. From the first person point of view of that position, there is no change. The subject never changes. It is free from all this stuff that we attach to it, like the body and the mind, and that underneath is stillness. It is the peace that passeth understanding. Jean Klein uses the word silence a lot, but it's not the absence of sound. He says first you notice the absence of sound as silence, and then you see the silence beyond that silence. So it's underneath noise, there is a silence which it is arising in. And then when that noise stops, there is silence, but that silence is also appearing in the ground that underlies both of them. As we see with the waking, sleeping, and dreaming states, waking, dreaming, and deep sleep states, there is this one consciousness, this one still consciousness that's underneath all of them. So there's this stillness, there's this silence, this stillness that beneath stillness, this eternal stillness, like this eternal lake of existence, of joy and love. So, and then we have the next line, be still and know. So here we have know. So traditionally in Advaita Vedanta, Sat Chit Ananda, there is existence, consciousness, and bliss. But that sounds a bit like a catchphrase, and it's something that's easy to repeat, and it doesn't quite have, especially not the word bliss, doesn't really mean much to us. So Rupert Spira, for example, uses a being, knowing, and then love. It's in fact that bliss is not, just as existence is not existing things, the bliss is not a sensation of bliss or happiness or anything like that. It is the locus of all value. All value is because of that. That's why life has value, because you are fundamentally value. You are a conscious value that exists. This value, when it's refracted through our senses, our mind, our heart, we see it as truth, goodness, beauty, love, beauty in all the senses, different, beautiful sounds, beautiful tastes. All this value is from this Ananda. So yes, so we have you exist and you know. They actually fit together, because if you didn't know, if you weren't conscious, you wouldn't really exist either. And if you didn't exist, well, you couldn't be conscious. So they're kind of together. And then in this, what is existing, what does exist is value, is this love, this open loving that doesn't reject anything. Now, so be still and know. So there you are. Be still and in your knowing presence. So when something exists and it knows, it's aware, then it's a presence. So your presence. And know that I am. So we get I am again. And cherry on the cake, cherry on the cake, I'm God. I think it's a beautiful thing, beautiful reflection that you can use for meditation if you're inclined for that kind of meditation, to anchor yourself in yourself. Be still and know that I'm God. So I hope that was interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.